All right, guys, we are back. Today is Sunday, May 28th, 2017. My name is Brandon Kelly. I am the crypto trader, and today I will be walking you guys through what I believe to be a lockdown trade. The cryptocurrency we're talking about, we're going to get in a minute, but just know that this one is ready to take off. I've already made a little bit of money on it. It pulled back for a while, built up a lot of momentum, and it's ready to hit the moon, you guys. So I wanted to make sure we get that trade in and you guys understand how it works. So we'll do that in a little bit here. 275. We are getting big. This is pretty cool, guys. We got 275 subscribers. You know, I don't know if we got any football players out there, but in high school in the weight room, that was a big number. When you could bench press 275, that means you were putting up numbers. So we're getting big, we're getting strong, and it's really great to have everybody involved. Something else I wanted to show you guys. We have subscribers from literally all over the world. This is absolutely amazing. When I went through this thing, I couldn't believe it. Canada, Netherlands, Germany, Belgium, France, Brazil. Shout out to Brazil. I was down in Rio for the Olympics. It was amazing. Stayed in what was it? Ipanema. Went to Ipanema Beach. Saw the arches, the Lapa steps. We stayed in Lapa, so that was really cool. France, Sweden. So people are from all over the world are joining us in this group, and I think that's why we're one of the fasting growing channels on YouTube. So congratulations. It's going to be an amazing ride, and I'm really excited to have everybody on board. Just to let you guys know, we are live on the air. I am logged into the chat room. I know with our last call, we were able to, take some questions live on the air from some of our listeners, some of our people in the community. So again, we'll have that opportunity here. So introduce yourself, shout out your city. I see we got Belgium and Georgia in the building right now. Thank you so much, Paul. Awesome to have you on board. We're gonna have a good time, guys. I think Bitcoin is an amazing opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime, literally once in almost a millennium opportunity. And just for us to be on this earth when this thing has been rolled out is astonishingly unprecedented. Just think, if we would have been born 100 years ago, the thought of Bitcoin would have never been possible, much less, allow us to actually partake in it, to get in on the ground floor. I know a lot of us here on this call today, wish we would have gotten in when it was $20 or maybe when it was $200. But guess what? Today, it's only $2,000. And that in itself is an opportunity. So what I'd like to do for you guys is really walk you through the fundamentals of the charts, how Bitcoin works. How do these charts actually move? That way, as we get a little bit more advanced, you'll be able to go on, throw in some of your own money and actually make more money in Bitcoin. I think of it, when we look at this thing, it's really an opportunity for you to convert money that's going down in value every year. We know right now, if I had $100 bill, just from inflation alone, next year, that $100 bill is not going to be worth $100. But Bitcoin is built the absolute opposite way. Next year, it won't be as many Bitcoin produced right now as it is next year. So that's called deflationary. So they're actually suppressing the supply of Bitcoin. And as a result, as demand increases, supply decreases. Anybody that remembers 10th grade economics, we know price will increase as well. And that's exactly what has been happening time and time again. This price has been going up consistently, guys, for the better part of 3 years now. And it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. We did have a blip on the radar earlier this week. We talked about that, but now I think we've consolidated and we're ready to go. This website I'm on right now is coindesk.com. I'll have a link for you guys in the description. And you know, we'll get going. I just wanted to show you guys some of the different websites that are out there so you can start researching some of this stuff on your own. All I am is really a conduit. All I'm doing is supplying you guys with information so you can be empowered and you can go look up some of this stuff on your own time. So Coindesk.com is a great resource, you know, to learn more about what's going on in the crypto world and really get familiar with everything in that space. Now let's make some money. One of the things that we're looking at on this chart right now, this is Dash. And for those of you that don't know, Dash is one of the more familiar coins in the world. It's a centralized, I'm sorry, not centralized. It's a commercial product, branded product, new cryptocurrency for Europe, essentially. I think it's a European product. Honestly, I'm not too familiar with it and with the logistics of it. I know when it started, it was really, really low. This was about $12 to $16. This is when I just had heard about it. You know, anytime a currency breaks over $10, then people automatically start buying it. People, you know, their eyes light up. They're like, oh my God, this could be the next Bitcoin. I remember when Bitcoin was $10. So, you know, between $10 and $100 is usually pretty quick. And that's exactly what Dash did. But then if you look at it over time, right, it's gone back down. It's pulled back, you know, considerably from when it was, you know, it has contracted about 60, you know, almost 60%. And when you know the insides of these numbers, that is perfect. That means this thing is ready to take off. It's like a spring. It stretched it out really, really wide. It got really thin. You know, you remember those slinkies from back in the day where you would push them down the steps and it was that little wired spring and it would just go down the steps forever, you know. But when you pulled it apart, it was really thin. You could actually break it by stretching it too thin. And that's almost what happened to Dash up here. You know, up at the top, they had stretched it so far up, you can even see the coils inside getting longer and longer and longer until at the top of this line, bam, it snapped, right? But now, look what's happened. It's coiled up a few times and it's gotten tighter and tighter and tighter each time it coiled. And when that happens, this thing is ready to shoot up from the inside out. How do we know that? Let's look at the chart. So if you remember from the video we went through yesterday on Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, the first thing we want to do when we're looking at a chart, and because this is like a really big drop, you know, this is more or less the entire life of Dash. You know, we have birth, we have maturity, and then we have death right there, right? So that's one complete life cycle. So if you want to really understand the stock, you know, you can just bounce out to the complete life cycle and capture that moment. So that's what we're going to do right here. We go low to low, and right now I am on the 4-hour chart. 4-hour, I feel, for the cryptos is really the best chart because you can zoom in to, you know, see what happened inside of a few days, and you can zoom out, you know, to see what happened over a few months, and everything still stays intact pretty well. So just to start right now, we go low to low, and that gives us this line. And you can see that line right there was still pretty significant. Even after it broke down, it still was holding right about there. You know, so knowing that, we can move it just to show you guys it's still significant. And I think it's still going to be significant. My estimation is that when Dash breaks out, it's gonna touch that line and it's probably gonna break through that line, and that line is going to be the new bottom for the next run. And I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. So we do our low to low, right? And we just copy it, Command C, and paste it, Command V. And that will give us another line. And we can already see that this line still holds for different areas of the chart. But why did we do that? We did that because we have another channel that's forming right now. You guys see how that came together? All we did was take a line that we knew existed, a very prominent life cycle, a complete life cycle. We took the slope of that line and we copied it over time and we placed it in right now. So this tells me right now, we've already touched this line 3 different times inside the past couple days. That means it's coming back to life. It's coming to become significant again. And when that happens, this thing already has its own channel forming, and this is going to be the area that Dash lives in, probably on this next jump. In addition to that, I wanted to show you guys what's happening up top, right? So if we look at the most recent spikes here, you know, we can do the exact same thing. We can go high to high. You see how I did that? And again, these are the solid, that bright green line is our 3-day moving average. And the red line is a 13-day moving average. And for the top line, we can use a blue, right? So we got orange as the base, blue as the top. And when we do that, if we play with this thing a little bit, just to find the best line that it fits inside of, probably right there, actually. Yeah, that's very good, actually. Look at how we did this. So what I wanted to do was we placed the line at that first cluster of highs, that first high right there, this first high right there, and then over time, watch what happens. Back on this line, it's still relevant. It's still pretty significant in there, meaning that as long as it was above that blue line, it hadn't fallen yet. You see that? And so now we look here and we see that that blue line, that's a channel in itself, but it's coming down. It's coming down to a close. And normally when that happens, when you have 2 major lifelines of one stock, I keep calling these stocks, of one currency coming together, then you normally have a collision. And that's when, you know, this thing is basically saying from the inside out that, you know, I'm done playing games. I'm ready to make some money. And whoever can see this can see that we literally have 2 different channels coming together, and a decision has to be made because both of them cannot exist at the same time. One of them has to take over. So what I'm saying is either this life is going to take over where the orange lines keep pushing it up, or the blue life is going to take over where, you know, this thing keeps going down and riding in that blue wave. Do you guys see that? And normally this is a reversal pattern, and that's why we have the yellow little reversal sign right there, because what's happening is we have a smaller, and that's why it's closer together. If we went from high to low here, that's a much smaller amount, whereas this orange one is a lot bigger. That has a lot more magnitude inside of it. So my estimation, being that this thing has been coiling for a while around the same area, is that by the time it gets pretty close to that reversal symbol, which is going to happen June 10th, we'll say June 9th, June 10th, by the time it gets there, it's going to jump. And so this is a really good time to get in on Dash, because if you look at this orange channel too, and we don't really need these. I just wanted to show you guys that it was 2 channels coming together. I don't think this blue channel is significant anymore, and it's not significant because the blue channel is older, right? The blue channel was significant, you know, back here, you know, but now this orange channel has taken over and it has a much, much bigger magnitude. So we just want to know that that blue channel is there. That way, once Dash does take off, right, and it's up here somewhere, then we'll know when it comes back, more than likely, it's going to come back along that same line somewhere. So it may, let me try to draw this out for you guys, help you out a little bit. So, you know, this thing may do something, boy. Let's see, excuse me here. I haven't used this drawing tool, but I think it will help you guys. Where'd it go? I don't know. Drawing brush. And I want, let's do a light blue, really dark. Hopefully it works. Yeah, cool. Okay. All right, so this is my estimation on this thing. I think it's gonna go up, down, something like that, right? And then boom, and it's gonna hit. But when it needs to come back, it'll probably bounce off wherever that blue line is, but then it'll ride this orange and it's going to stay above that orange because that's going to be the new area of support. Right now it's resistance, right? And this is what they talk about between, I'll put the words up there. Support is our top channel, right? And resistance, actually, that's absolutely backwards. Support is the bottom, resistance is the top. So what we're saying is right now we have support on that bottom orange line. And the reason we have support is because it's holding it up. If that orange line wasn't there, Dash would have fell all the way to the floor, but it's there. So it's our supporting line. Whereas the same thing, when it's the ceiling, it's holding Dash back. So it's resisting, it's keeping Dash from moving even higher. And so when these yellow reversals happen, then they flip around. The support now moves up here and the resistance moves even higher. So if you can imagine, once that happens, all we're gonna do is we're gonna enter a new channel where support is in the middle and the resistance moves up higher. So this is something that's going to happen with Dash. It might not flow exactly like these lines are showing, but it will happen. Dash is one of the biggest cryptocurrencies on the market. And again, if we can even type it on here, right? This is like the Google for cryptos. So if we type in Dash on Coinbase, it'll bring us up all the different articles and everything. We don't want to subscribe right now. You do want to subscribe to this channel though. Make sure you set your alerts. We do a live broadcast every day and it's a great opportunity to learn. So we look at Dash, it doesn't show us the price. It does have a lot of different articles about it. What did we say the thing was before? Let's just type in crypto market cap. I forget. It's one of these websites that, oh, coin market cap. There you go. Dash has $760 million inside of it. That's a significant amount of money, you know, especially after this last pullback. If we look at the just, you know, the volume of the chart, you know, this is kind of what it looks like during that time. As you can see, it's very, very stable right now. It hasn't dropped below that $50 share. And like I talked to you guys, the price is going up. So it's even though it's not showing against Bitcoin, it's still increasing in value very heavily. So it is a stable stock. It has a lot of money inside of it. And this is one I feel like that has been suppressed for a while, that's ready to break out. And when it does, you will see that these channels still hold true, and that it's able to go up and come down the exact same way that it did in the past. That's all I had for right now. This has been a pretty good chart to go by. If you guys are interested, I'll be doing more tutorials on, getting set up on Coinbase, getting set up on Poloniex, and, maybe making a first deposit. I'll go through the process of setting up a new account for you guys so you can see exactly how that's done, what information you'll need to get that together. And yeah, it'll be really cool. We'll make some money together. You guys will be able to learn. If this video was helpful for you, just a thumbs up. That helps other people see it. And on the page, we have 20 people in the chat right now. If a couple of you guys just throw out your country, let me know where you're coming from. I'll give you a quick shout out. If any of you have any questions, real quick, we can answer maybe one or two questions. I didn't want to take too much time, but I think this is a really great trade, and it's definitely, not put it this way, not definitely, but the crypto trader is calling it right now. Before June 9th, Dash should jump. So yeah, you could write that one down. And once it happens, if you make some money on it, we do take donations. I have my wallet address in the description. And it's a pretty good thing. So yeah, that's all I got, guys. Peace and love. This is your boy BK. Have a great day. We will talk to you soon.